another video. I'm Smaslim Kize and this is my channel. I'm here with a special guest, as you can see, but before I introduce you to her, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you are a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey. Thank you so much for coming back once again. And if you're new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you can join the regulars. So guys, today I'm actually here with the beautiful Z. Z is going to be our guest. I was just telling her that this is the first time having a guest in the past 2 years, which is crazy for me because I just feel like then I need to do more sit downs because I really enjoy this. But let me not ramble too much. Today we're here to do something really special, something that I've been wanting to do, and it's in collaboration with Moreland University. As we sit here before you, we are both Moreland graduates, and today we're just going to do a chit chat about our experiences. We're going to tell our stories and give you guys a bit of a testimonial coming from 2 graduates who did the Teach Now preparation certificate. So Z, firstly, can you introduce yourself? Tell us your name, where are you from, and when did you come to China?
So hi, I am Nolua Z, but you can call me Z. And I am from Durban, South Africa. I came to China in 2018, so I was 25 when I came, and I started off at a training center, and from a training center I went to a bilingual kindergarten, but very Chinese, very Chinese. And then from there now at a bilingual kindergarten with the IBPYP curriculum.
Excellent. So she's actually experiencing different kind of curriculums, which I think is really nice. So you've been in China for how many years?
So this is my 6th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for me it's 5, you're 6, so you've been here longer.
Yeah.
You've been loving it so far? You're not going home anytime soon?
That is actually why I started Morland.
So we'll actually hear more about that later. So like I said, Z's also studying the Teach Now preparation certificate, like the one I graduated. She's about to graduate. She's just finished her clinicals. Like, tell us more about that. Like, how did you find Morland? What made you choose the Teach Now certificate? Jay, a little bit background about that and the thought process with the future. Like, what were you trying to prepare yourself for?
So with me, I did not like this feeling of uncertainty at a workplace. Like, I didn't like feeling like I'm expendable and just worried, am I going to get a contract? Am I not going to get a contract? So I also realized that in terms of love, China is probably not the best place.
Honey. It's not the best place, I feel like, to marry, have kids, and settle down.
Yes.
You can meet your forever winner, and then you guys can. Yes. So like China has been great, like as a female who's lived in South Africa, like in terms of safety and being able to save. Like, there's a lot of things that I've gained by living here, but now, like, considering my long term, I'm just like, I've been here for 5 years. And you have to show for
exactly it. Like, I don't want to go to another country but like my experience is null and void, so I needed something to back up my experience, because 5 years is a long time.
It's a long time to be teaching ESL. I think people underestimate the importance of having qualifications when you're an international teacher, because it's like you're already abroad, you can get a job anywhere in the country, in any country in the world. But it's actually not true. Like Z's saying, you need to be able to back your experience with a qualification. So for you, Morland was a good choice. How did you find out about it, and what was kind of your decision process to figure out which is the right fit for you?
So I looked at a lot of other universities. Like, I had my colleagues from the UK, because they were doing their PGCE with the British universities. But I don't know, like, I wasn't feeling it, because like they had a lot of assignments and like it just wasn't making sense to me. But like, they seemed happy. But then I did a lot of research. I watched your videos. Like, they were very helpful. And because for me, with Morland, the price was scary. When
I was the first one, I was like, oh, okay, this is steep.
Yes, the price was scary. And then I was also worried about like that whole GPA thing. And so, but I went through the whole process. Like, with the application, I had to submit a form because my GPA was lower than 3.0. Same. So I had to submit a letter explaining why and all of this, but then luckily I got accepted. So the reason why I chose Moreland is the time frame. I didn't want to be doing something for 2 years, 3. Like, I just wanted quick, fast.
Yes.
But that quick, fast, you are going to work.
You're going to work. You are going to work, I'm telling you, but it's less than a year, like Z said.
Yes,
it's
9
less
months.
than a year, 9 months, and you actually, like, with the payment, it is a lot of money when you look at it up front, but they actually do have payment plans.
Yes.
And so that really helped me. I utilize that.
Yes.
But if you're someone who wants to get it out the way, I know that they offer like a discount if you do that. So it's up to you, really. But thank you for mentioning that, to you, because I feel like sometimes people want the best qualifications in the world, but they are so hesitant to pay the money that's needed. And so for you, investing in yourself and your career was something that you were willing to do.
Absolutely, because it felt good. Like, it's hard, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. And especially like living abroad by yourself, like you're doing something so big with very little support. So once you reach the end and you see like all the things that you've accomplished, all the things that you've learned, it's so rewarding. It is so rewarding. And the fact that like I did it for myself, I paid for it fully, I committed to it.
You showed up.
Yes, you know, like I showed up for myself, and I've also gained so much from what I've learned with Morland. And like I've even seen how much my kids have flourished, like because I've been teaching them for 2 years. They're gonna graduate this next month and go to primary school, but like I'm so happy that my children have been reaping the rewards. Like, so they've also been witnessing my growth as a teacher and as a person.
That's one of the pros for me. One of the reasons why I chose Moreland was the fact that I could learn on a Tuesday, then the next Wednesday, the day after, apply what I'm learning in the class. Like, you can literally, they could, like the VCs, which is like you have one session a week. You could literally apply what you're learning in the classroom the next day. And there's resources on the platform where you can read more up about it. And because the VCs are interactive, you go into little groups with the other people, other teachers from around the world. So the breakout rooms are also a space where you can learn from other people. So that for me was the practicality, like the application of it. Like, it could be done immediately. Like, it's okay, this is paying off. So I love that you mentioned that. So like when we're talking about the program itself, just like the things that you would say someone who's about to enroll and starts the Teach Now preparation certificate, what can they do? What are the things that they can prepare themselves to kind of make them, you know, thrive and do well in this course? I know you're currently in the trenches, you're about to finish the clinicals. What kind of things would you say would really help someone who's about to enroll? Like, I know top of mind for me would just be, you know that you have to have your classes every Tuesday. Make sure you attend every single class, guys. It's an hour.
Because if you miss the class, you still have to watch the whole video and make notes. So it ends up being another assignment. Don't do that to yourself. Watch the VCs and make the time to show up for the classes so that your work and your assignments you're able to submit them. So what else would you say? What advice would you give someone who's about to start or like planning to start soon? So definitely that, like, just dedicate that time slot. Like, just know, Guti, this is my time for the VC and attend. And even if like you're traveling, like I've done my VCs in Fiji, I've done them in Bali, I've done like Jay.
Honey, she's an international one, okay? So you can take your classes from anywhere in the world.
Literally.
Love
so
it.
Yeah, just make sure that you are attending your sessions. And also I would say like plan, like especially for the curriculum, the clinical practice. Just plan, like you have to do 5 videos. Make sure that like you can also see your growth and also the growth of your students within that time frame. So with me, it was a matter of deciding whether I'm going to focus on the IB curriculum or the English curriculum. And then what I also learned, because my other colleague was also in Moreland, and she chose the English curriculum, but then she struggled with the PBL. So that's the project-based learning. So I like just hearing her feedback. I decided to focus on IB. IB is really hard because their standards are
very high, very high, and it's hard to assess some of the the assessments are really difficult to incorporate into other curriculums. So that's why it's so unique. But I get it. Like I think it was a good decision for you to actually choose the IB one because there's already some structure. Some English curriculums, especially when it's different kindergartens, they have different outcomes, different objectives, different LOs. So it's like, how do you figure out a way to showcase that while still doing what we're doing on Morland? I know this all sounds mixed up, but I want you guys to understand more about the clinicals, and I'm sure you're asking yourself, what are the clinicals? So basically the clinicals are the practicals. It comes later on in the 9 months, but I wanted just to give you guys a overview of what you can kind of expect, and I think that it's super important to, like Z said, to be organized, attend your VCs, do the work that needs to be done so that you can succeed and do your courses in 9 months. Okay, so Z, I want to actually backtrack a bit, because I feel like maybe someone at home is sitting and thinking, okay, but I've got a PGCE, that's enough for me, like why must I study further? I'm on my teaching journey and I feel like I have enough qualifications. So I feel like these kind of stories, or us talking about our teaching journeys, people can relate to that and see how we saw this course helping us in our teaching journeys. I know for me, I started as a kindergarten teacher, and whilst at Morland, actually, rather before that, I felt really like, okay, I can't really see my kids' growth. I can't really monitor, I can't assess the turnover rates of the kids too. Some kids are leaving. I just felt like I couldn't really see some tangible growth and results. And being a result-driven person, I always just felt like I might need to move into higher grades, because that is where you have formative assessments, summative assessments, and things like that. So like, when it came to figuring out my next steps, I feel like Morland kind of gave me the outlook and the confidence to be like, okay, let's step into the international school space. And so when it comes to my teaching journey, I feel like that was the aha moment. I was like, okay, I need to step into this space, because, I can see that this is where I want my career to grow, my career development to go. But I'm really scared, and you can have imposter syndrome when it comes to studying. And so for you, Z, did you always know that education was for you? You've always wanted to be a teacher, or were you kind of doing different things and then you found yourself teaching, and then here you are now? Tell us a bit about your teaching journey. Maybe someone at home can relate and kind of share with your sentiments.
Okay, so with me, I actually studied fine arts at Wits.
That makes sense then. Why you're so like a natural on camera.
Yeah, so I did fine arts.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like it was a very arduous process. Like
wait, what does arduous mean?
Very like difficult, time consuming. Like,
just learned a new word. Arduous. It was very arduous, guys. Okay.
Yeah, it took a lot out of me physically and emotionally. Like, to create art that other people can relate to, but also express myself, but also meet the standards to get great marks. So like, yeah. But then the problem is, the art field in South Africa is very, very difficult to get into. And yeah, like even the people that I went to school with, like a lot of them are probably not
working in the
art field, or like not even being an artist, like just doing an office job, like in a gallery or something like that. So I would have loved to pursue art. The problem is just that art is a rich man's field.
It's the reality. Yeah. Because in terms of our country too, like you really need to have connections.
Yes, you really do. So for me, just being unemployed was not great for me. Like, just getting to the point of having to ask my dad as an adult to buy me pads and stuff like that. Like, I was like, no, man,
this is enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like waking up and applying every single day, but like not getting a job, like even as a clerk or administration. And I was like, yo, South Africa, rough.
Yeah.
So then I took a leap, and then I started applying to school, like ESL schools abroad, and then luckily I got a job with a training center. So like, I would not say that
teaching has been the goal.
Yes, but surprisingly enough, my grandpa was a professor. He taught law at a university, and the same as my father, he was an accounting teacher for high school. So yeah, my mom always jokes like, you should have just studied education from the start. And then I told her that, you know what, it was not my passion, and I'm so glad that I studied it as an adult, because it's so good to learn something when it's relevant.
100%.
Because like, when you are studying at school, like you're just getting the theory, but you're not really applying
it, so you don't know how you would apply it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So like, the fact that it's relevant to me now, like I can understand, like I already have like the background knowledge, and like now I'm connecting it to like what I'm learning. So like, that has been really, really helpful for me. But truly, I'm so happy to be a teacher because like just my background, I feel like working with kids has really helped me to heal my inner child.
I love that.
And like just learning to be free again and like just to be playful,
guys.
you know. So like my teaching journey hasn't always been perfect, but like I've gained so much as a person and I've grown so much professionally and personally from being a teacher. And like just watching like your kids like blossom and like, you know, taking them from not knowing English to rapping, like having a whole conversation.
Conversation.
Oh, it's so rewarding. So like I'm really happy that I've done this.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I think most things when it comes to teaching, it's just amazing to watch the hard work actually start to happen in the kids. And I think when you're an ESL teacher, it can be so difficult sometimes, or challenging, because you feel like, okay, I don't see any growth, I don't see any development in the kids. But like Z's saying, when you kind of start to equip yourself with the resources and the skills and strategies in the classroom, I think that becomes so rewarding and it's beautiful to watch.
Yes.
All right, so now I want to talk more about the work and the school balance. Z's like, because we know, like, I know, guys, as an adult, deciding to take on your, career development and studying further is a daunting thing. Putting it in, like, when we're younger in university, we have time, it's still cute, I'm a student. Now, you need to make space for it. You need to make time for it. How's that been?
For me, it changed a lot. Like, my whole life, it changed a lot. And I feel like the studying became like the focal point of my life. Because like I'm a traveler, like I love traveling.
Honey, one thing about Z.
That stopped. That had to change quick, fast.
But like short things in a short space of time for the long time.
A small sacrifice. Like, you know, I wanted to travel in May, but I was like, yo, girl, look at your assignments. You've got so many assignments. I was like,
yes, sit down.
We can travel
Stay
later.
home. We'll travel in June.
Exactly.
Like, you're done now. So,
And I'm going to Malaysia next week.
Yes. So early.
Girl, I need to celebrate.
You do need to celebrate.
I'm done studying, so I needed to celebrate.
Your school's closing that early, so lucky. Anyway.
No. It's just that holiday more so.
Oh, that little holiday.
Just a small trip, just to get the blood going.
Okay, so it's been crazy. What has been... So you like you're saying the small sacrifices that need to happen, but are you regretful of making those small sacrifices?
I'm not. Because, like, okay, guys, like your life is gonna change drastically, and like the work-life school balance. You need to be. The life will be on pause because like a lot of my friends have been like, yo, we don't see you. Like, are you okay? Are you alive? I'm like, hey, it's me and the books. Like, the books became my social life basically. Because you need to keep up with the assignments. Like, if you fall behind, because you get assignments every week with Morland, it's not like one big assignment or something. Like, it's constant every week. Like, that's why the process is so short, like 9 months, because you are continuously working. So my social life definitely hit a pause. If I did want to have fun, I had to learn to work and play at the same time.
Yeah, like she said, having VCs in Fiji, Bali, like those. I think it's a skill that we all need to train, being able to balance and multitask, and even like she said, the assignments. I feel like when I did them, get them out the way. Like, there's no need for you to leave them for the weekend. We have the VC on Tuesday. You have 7 days till the next VC. You can put 5-6 hours aside in your day to do them, or 1 to 2 hours a day, and space it out. I think it's, as adults, yes, like you're saying, once you're an adult, you have friends, you have this, you have that, but it's a short space of time. Make that little sacrifice. It will pay off in the long term.
Yes, time management planning is very important for this.
And now you're about to finish and you're able to start traveling again. So it really is a small sacrifice for a bigger reward.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about any advice you would give anyone who maybe is thinking, okay, I've got Morland, I've got a bunch of other courses that I'm considering. What for you would you say, outside of the, like you're saying, the short time of the course, about the modules and what you learned? Anything that stood out for you that you feel like, okay, this is something that you would benefit from as a teacher, as an educator? This is what makes this stand out for you. What would you say is something that you learned that stood out for you?
For me, differentiation. Like,
girl, differentiation and technology in the classroom.
Love it. Like my kids, the way they love Kahoots, they
Kahoot,
love Jeopardy, all these things.
Yes.
Like,
She's speechless.
Yeah, because I've got a student who struggles with writing. Like he writes letters backwards, and like sometimes even whole sentences like
backwards.
a mirror image backwards. So once I started making use of the iPads in the classroom, like he got the highest marks, like just from having an assessment with Kahoot. Whereas if it was an assessment that had to be, he would have gotten a low mark. So the fact that like what I gained from Morland is intentionality, like to be intentional in my teaching practice to make sure that all my students succeed, and like differentiating, like even the worksheets, like making sure that my ELL students, the worksheets are translated into their home language so they can understand, like just catering to all the different children's needs. And my advanced students are also still appropriately challenged, like they're not just bored waiting. On everyone, like so. I love the fact that like I learned more about differentiation, because I've seen like my class running more smoothly, like my children being more independent, like they're not reliant on me to help at every step. So yeah, just like being intentional with catering to all the needs in my classroom, like learning about differentiation has been invaluable.
I absolutely agree. I feel like differentiation was one of the things that I took away from my time in the 9 months there. We learned a lot, but I feel like when you're studying, you really have an aha moment. You should, in any course that you do, have an aha moment if you're really passionate about what you're studying. And I love that Z said that about differentiation. Another thing that I really like, it taught me, and it's something that I think stems in our childhood and our upbringing in the schools in South Africa, that there's a general consensus that everyone learns the same way, and that's
not true.
Every single child is the same, and so if you give them everything the same, those that stand out, and those that are below the bar are below the bar. There's nothing that's done for the kids that are falling below the bar to support them, and also there's this mentality of you must test them, you must trick them. And for me, it was like that for the longest time. Education was that, like study, then you're gonna get tested to see how much you can remember, and then and then you forget it. But I feel like Morland has kind of taught me the importance of creating a safe space. One, learning is learning. You learn, then you apply. You're not gonna get tested, you're not gonna get marked about how you learn or when you learn. You're just gonna be on the learning process. It's the role of the teacher to make sure that she caters to your learning abilities. I think what Z said about differentiation is that if you know you have a child who struggles with writing but can vocalize what they are saying, provide an assessment for them, or rather have the assessment for the whole class, but they can say it instead of writing it. That is you playing to their strengths, but also not letting them fail. You're supporting them, you're setting them up for success. I think that's one of the things that I always felt like in school, especially in South Africa, they never set us up for success. It was kind of just like, okay, here are the past papers, do. And it's just like, what I loved about studying was that I learned that, and then now I applied so much in my class. Like, I don't give up on my kids. It's like, okay, this person's struggling, what else can I do? What else can we do to help them? So yeah, man, I think everyone will have their different aha moment. I hope that everyone does. And I think as educators, we should always continuously learn and build our craft and kind of see how we can make our classrooms better. Is there anything that you feel like has changed drastically, like in your career outlook, how you teach now? What is something that you feel like has really been impacted when it comes to studying at Morland? And then would you recommend the course to anyone? And just maybe some more sentiments about that. I'll just think about it for a bit. I think for me, like I said, the biggest impact was the outlook and the approach to teaching. I think many a times technology has been frowned upon in the classroom, so seeing that can be done and done in a way that can be fun for the kids, my outlook has changed completely when it comes to education, and that has impacted me, I think, for the rest of my life. I no longer box education or box teaching in like, this is how it's done. Like, there are many different methods to teach, and I think I always recommend it to you guys, and I will continue recommending Morland to many people, because it has been something that has helped me, and I feel like it can help so many people.
So many.
Yeah. So how about you? What do you think has really been impacted in your career and your outlook, and would you recommend it to other people?
So, firstly, definitely yes. Moreland is great. Like, do it. Equip yourself. Like, invest in yourself, and also, things are rough in China right now. So, if you want to have that security.
Be comfortable and be secure in your job.
Invest in yourself and do it. And what I've gained is, because my mentor is also the IB coordinator and the English manager at the school. So just like getting his feedback, applying his feedback, and also him like seeing my teaching videos, he also would come and observe like live as well. Like, I've seen respect like from him, like in my craft, and him also witnessing my growth. Like, he's very proud of how much I've grown, and like he's also asked me to share like things in the IB meetings and stuff like that. So, you know, just to have that trust from
and the confidence coming in from that's so important. That's so
and
important.
also like being able to help like newer teachers and stuff like that. So I do think that it has collaborating at work, you know, like and also professionally developing as a teacher within the workplace,
within the workspace.
Yes, because like I also didn't like feeling stagnant, you know, like everyone wants to develop and grow, and like you don't want to see people rising up, you know,
and stay behind. Like, I love that you bring value. For me, it sounds like you're someone now who brings value to the workplace, inside your classroom and outside the classroom.
Yes.
And that for you is such an advantage, because now the school sees you as someone who is bringing value to the school. They love you. They're gonna make sure you stay there, and this is just by you investing in your career development.
And also, like, once you get that license, of course the school wants to show it off, like, yo, look at our teachers, they have the masters, they have American teaching licenses. Like, you become invaluable to them as well. And you are right, like it really does give you more security within the workplace. So
yeah, guys, like I was saying to Z right now, that I feel like having these kind of conversations are so important, to have them out there, to have representation. South Africans especially, I feel like
women,
black women, the application process, we were able to do it, you can do it too. The modules, we were able to do it, you can do it too. Like, literally, you can do it too.
Do it.
And that boy, just do it. Just do it. And yeah, man.
Just do it.
Do it. Do you see what I mean? Like, natural. So yeah, guys, I will put everything in the description box about Morland, all the links you can click, all the information you can click. But take your time and go check out their website, read up about what you can actually take away from it. There are modules, there are clinicals. If you're worried about practicals, you can do practicals and modules. And if you're someone who's worried about editing and all that stuff, they give you all the resources that can help you start to learn the skill of incorporating technology into your classroom, because it's super, super important. We're living in a 21st century era, so you need to be a 21st century teacher, okay? So please do make sure you check out all that information. Z, thank you so much for coming today.
It's a pleasure.
We are out in studio, honey. We're not even in our own city. We shoot in hotels because of our degrees, honey, and our teaching licenses. So we are educated honeys, and we're able to travel over. So yeah, man. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I'll put Z's info on the description box as well. If you guys want to check out her Instagram, see where she is, what she's traveling, where she's going, check out her not her channel, her Instagram.
Maybe soon.
Maybe soon. Like, I hope I'm influencing you to start a channel, guys. And more black girls on YouTube, especially black girls in China. Like, let's do it.
I'll definitely have more time now since I'm done with Morland. So maybe.
Yes, you can definitely do it. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.